Free agency has officially begun. We're going to see the Yankees and other teams get to talk to and negotiate with free agents that aren't their own, as we see the Yankees and other teams begin to try and figure out how they're going to put their best possible team together for 2026. And in today's video, I'm giving you 3 bold predictions for the 2025 to 2026 offseason. If you guys like this video, you like this kind of content, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. My first bold prediction is that the New York Yankees trade Jasson Dominguez. Their actions over the last 365 days have been very interesting and sort of contest the idea that they view Dominguez as a core part of their future, which is something I've reported on EmpireSportsMedia.com earlier in the fall. The New York Yankees have tried to trade Jasson Dominguez on numerous occasions and have not taken him off the table in trade conversations, which is a weird way to treat a player who you quote-unquote believe is part of your core and is someone who was your top prospect for numerous seasons. I think the poor defense in the outfield is something the Yankees are very skeptical of trusting in the 2026 season. They really value defense in left field, and the fact that they don't believe Dominguez can be an everyday center fielder tells you a lot about where they're at with him defensively at this point in his career. They can tell you publicly they believe he's going to be a pretty good defensive left fielder and can get there, but I think internally those concerns are real, and they don't actually believe he's going to be a quality defender out there in left field. With Cody Bellinger as a free agent, it makes sense to put him in left field where he has been elite defensively versus center field where he is graded out as an average to slightly below average defender in defensive runs saved, outs above average, and fielding run value since 2024. Ultimately, I think Cody Bellinger's elite defensive value is something that's going to supersede any value or any upside that exists with Jasson Dominguez, who projects to be more of a strong side platoon outfielder and someone you might want to have a fourth outfielder for just to have that player play against left-handed pitching. It's not the kind of player who I think the Yankees are head over heels to keep. It's not the kind of player who I think will stop them from making certain acquisitions, and it's why I ultimately believe the Yankees end up moving off of Dominguez and acquiring a left fielder like Bellinger, or a left fielder who's elite defensively and having Bellinger play center field so that they still are really strong at the corners and good enough in center field. As for some players who I think would fit them very well, I know the Yankees have interest in Luis Robert Jr. and are expected to at least talk to the White Sox about a trade for him this upcoming winter. That's what we've learned here at Fireside Yankees and EmpireSportsMedia.com. So again, I would expect Luis Robert to be a target for the team, and as an elite defensive center fielder, he's someone who does fit that defensive need, puts Bellinger in left field, and if he has a good year, if he's healthy, he could be a 30 home run hitter who steals 30 bases and has an all-star or maybe even MVP caliber year. We saw what Andrew Vaughn did away from the White Sox. I wonder if the Yankees can do the same with Luis Robert Jr. He's obviously not the only option they would consider, but again, I think the New York Yankees trade Jasson Dominguez this winter and bring in 2 outfielders. My second bold prediction is that the New York Yankees sign Tatsuya Imai to a 6-year contract. Tatsuya Imai is the top international free agent coming over from Japan. He's expected to get both the largest contract, and he is probably looked at as the best player in this group. Kazuma Okamoto is someone I like, and Munetaka Murakami does have upside, even though I don't think he's a good fit for the Yankees. But Tatsuya Imai is someone who Yankee Source, a Twitter account who has a Patreon as well, you guys should follow them, I'll link all of their stuff in the description below, reported that the Yankees are going to have strong interest in Imai, who could get posted this upcoming winter. That decision has not been made, although there's a lot of speculation that he will end up getting posted. If he does, I think he's a very good fit for the Yankee rotation. His four-seam fastball profile is very similar to the likes of Luis Castillo, and that four-seam fastball picked up a 26% whiff rate with a plus 12 run value at the major league level this past season. Imai doesn't have as much swing and miss on that fastball, but I do believe it sets up the rest of his repertoire, which includes a splitter, a wrong way slider, meaning it goes to the arm side, so into righties and away from lefties as a right-handed pitcher. And the big selling point for me here is that he has multiple changeup shapes. He's got something of a changeup, a splitter. He's got a lot of variety in those off-speed shapes. I think the Yankees can make him even better. He's got a really low release point. He's got a very low arm angle. He's a very funky pitcher. And I ultimately think this guy has the ability to be a number 2 or number 3 caliber starter on a World Series rotation. This past year, he had a 1.92 ERA, a 2.01 FIP. He struck out nearly 28% of batters faced, and he cut his walk rate to just 7%. His command has only improved year after year. year. He will be entering his age 28 season in 2026. And while it seems a little bit crazy to have 4 starting pitchers under contract for the next 3 seasons, the Los Angeles Dodgers went into 2025 with Glasnow, Yamamoto, Snell, and Ohtani all under contract through the 2027 season, which was 3 years ahead of time. Glasnow has a player option for 2028, which I expect he'll pick up because he's injury prone and will not get more than $21 million in the market, I imagine. And that would mean that they have another 3 years of all 4 of those pitchers at minimum. Obviously, Yamamoto and Ohtani are longer-term contracts. I say it all to say that the Yankees shouldn't view it as something that is bad for roster construction. The Dodgers just won a World Series in back-to-back years under those circumstances, so I don't think that the Yankees should be in a situation where long rotation contracts and having multiple of them is something they look at as an absolute no-go. I think Imai is a great fit. We've learned here at EmpireSportsMedia.com and at Fireside Yankees that the Yankees have a great interest in getting back into the Japanese market. Imai is someone I expect them to at least call about if he ends up getting posted. He's represented by Scott Boras. That's why I said a 6-year deal. I'd value it at around $140 to $150 million. And again, I think he's a very, very projectable starter, very young, good pitcher, tons of talent. Hopefully, the Yankees end up nabbing him and he becomes a star here. The final bold prediction I have is that the New York Yankees are going to rely a lot on internal bullpen talent in 2026. That is not to say they're not going to go and acquire a reliever. The Yankees always acquire reliever help, whether that's at the deadline, in the offseason. Devin Williams and Luke Weaver are both free agents. They might non-tender Mark Leiter Jr. There's a lot of bullpen exodus that's occurring here on the Yankee roster, but I'm saying this because I think guys like Brent Headrick and Jake Bird are going to play pretty big roles on the 2026 Yankees. The Yankees acquired Bird not to stash him in AAA. They acquired him because they believe they can make him better. There was some tinkering going on with his pitch shapes, and they've added a cutter, which was very effective for him at the AAA level. I believe Bird's ability to generate swings and misses, his weird arm slot, his big sweeping slider, and his funky release point and arm angle and arm action and delivery makes him someone who the Yankees are going to value out of that bullpen as an impact reliever who can provide middle inning or high leverage inning results if the Yankees need it. Brent Headrick struck out over 32% of batters faced this year and was very impressive when healthy, but when healthy was a pretty big if throughout the 2025 season. I think a good offseason where he stays healthy and he doesn't deal with arm trouble or body issues throughout the year could result in a very strong 2026 season. They turned him from a starter to a reliever, and I'll be honest with you guys, this stuff was really, really good. It's a big 4-seam fastball, tons of vertical movement. It's what the Yankees have been missing in their staff, and if you look at Headrick and Bird, both of them possess sliders. Headrick actually has a splitter as well, so their pitch mixes fit very well with what the Yankees like. It's a big fastball in Headrick's case. It's a sinker in Bird's case, but both of them have distinct sliders with tons of swing and miss capabilities. I think that both those guys are going to play pretty big roles on the 26 Yankees. And again, I think they'll acquire a reliever, but I think those two guys are going to play a big role on this staff. You have a closer in David Bednar. You have middle inning guys in Fernando Cruz and Camilo Doval. You have a lefty specialist in Tim Hill. Now you need to build the back end and the middle of your bullpen a little bit more. I think Bird and Headrick help there. Maybe Yerry De Los Santos can help there as well. He was more effective than Mark Leiter Jr., Ian Hamilton, any of those guys. I could see it. And you look at the Yankees rotation as well. If they add Tatsuya Imai, they'll have to push guys like Keel or Warren or maybe even Clark Schmidt when he comes back into the bullpen. Could totally see them doing that in 2026. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Was that bold? Do you guys think that any of these things will happen? I'm hoping to get at least one right. I think that's the goal here. You get one right and you go 1 for 3. At least say you get one bold prediction right. But I'm not discounting my ability to go 3 for 3 here. That's the goal. That's always the goal. You want to go 3 for 3. But if you enjoyed today's video, let me know by liking and subscribing. Turn on that notification bell to get updates and notifications on our next upload. I plan on delivering more exclusive content in the form of reporting, which I've done on the website before, but haven't really brought over to the YouTube side of things. Now I will. I also want to point out that if you guys comment below, we'll have a pinned question about what you think could happen and giving us your bold take for the 2025 to 2026 offseason. We really enjoy engaging with you guys in the comment section and seeing what you guys have to say. And with that all out of the way, we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Let's go Yankees, and peace out.